Oh, well, this is my third or fourth video. This is the fourth post-op for my ACDF surgery. I wanted to elaborate on maybe some of my comments I said in my first video, about feeling good or whatever and everything. I'll say that you feel good when you come out of surgery because of all the medication and pain medication that they're giving you, once you're in surgery and everything. But the day after that wears off, then you're back to reality. And you'll start feeling, some pain, a lot more than you thought you were going to feel, especially with your throat. And the deal with your throat is you're going to have a pretty sore throat for at least 3 days. So you should at least expect that, when it comes to swallowing. I mean, you might have to take a extra sip of water, to get things down, that you never had to do before, but you're going to have to do it now. And even though, it's my fourth day, when I still eat something and I try and get it down, I mean, it's still kind of sore and everything. I mean, it's totally different than when I used to swallow before I had the surgery. So I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing or a temporary thing, but just going to have to deal with it, in order to get to a better place, I guess. I'm still having, soreness in my back of my neck and between my shoulder blades. My right arm is hurting, but I'm pretty sure that'll go away, in time. Like I said, it's only been, 4 days after surgery. So I had it on Thursday morning at about 9:30 of last week. And like I said, today is Monday, the 26th. So I think I'm doing pretty good. But I did struggle, it made me didn't want to eat, because my throat hurt so bad, trying to eat something. Never was even trying to swallow water or whatever. But I can suggest one thing: when you do drink water or eat something, just make sure it's small. Make sure it's small, so it won't aggravate your throat so much and everything. Another thing is that I found out you need to make sure when you get home from the hospital the next day, you start taking Miralax and some kind of Ducalax, for constipation. You're going to need that. You're going to need that because all that, those painkillers and medication they give you in surgery, plus the painkillers they give you after surgery, you're going to need that because you're going to be very constipated. So I made sure that I started that as soon as I got home. Taking 3 of those small Ducalac pills and drinking 1 glass of Miralax, with some juice or something every day for the past 4 days, to make sure I don't have any issues with that, because that's a horrible thing to deal with. Yep, it's a very horrible thing to deal with. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention to everybody. And I was surprised that I didn't leave the hospital with a neck brace at all, because like I said, I had 2 discs replaced and a 2-level fusion. So, but doctor said, you don't need it. You don't need it. He didn't recommend, a soft collar, a hard collar. I mean, anything. He's just, hey, no, you don't need it. I mean, I hadn't had any trouble holding up my head or anything, nothing like that. But like I said, I'm just sore all around the back of my neck, my right arm. I still have my strips on, maybe they'll come off, while I'm taking a shower the next week or so and everything. But I'm not gonna pull those off or anything like that. Also, want to mention, it's hard to go through something like this by yourself when you're alone, so I would advise trying to get some close friends or family that they can, help support you or something like that. I know everybody don't have that because I didn't have it. So you just have to do what you got to do, you know, stay a couple extra days in the hospital if you have to. It sucks. It sucks, but there's really no other way around it, if you got to get better. Everybody not blessed with good friends and family and kids around to be able to take care of you and things like that or whatever. Even though I have all those things, they're just not available to me, to help out with that kind of stuff right now. Because everybody got a life, and you can't interrupt their life, just because you got something going on. But, just I want everybody to, expect things to get worse before they get better, with this surgery. But in the long run, I think everyone will be happy that they got it done. I'm happy that I got it done, even though I had a horrible, 2 days after surgery. But mainly it was just because of, my throat issue. A horrible, hurting throat. It didn't have anything to do with swallowing, but whenever you swallow, your throat hurts absolutely horribly. So that was my biggest issue. Sleeping, it wasn't bad. You just have to get used to sitting up to sleep. That's the biggest thing. And what I done when I got ready to lay down and go to sleep, where I sit up to go to sleep, I will put a pillow across my stomach or my chest so I can rest my arms on it, so I won't be putting so much pressure, on my shoulders, and the back of my neck or whatever. So that's what I do suggest, when you start get home and have to sit up to go to sleep. Put a pillow, across your chest or whatever, or lay it on your stomach so you can rest your arms on, so you won't be putting so much pressure, on the back of your neck and your shoulder muscles and everything. And it would help out a whole lot, But last night was the first night I actually laid down in the bed and went to sleep, and it was okay. But I still felt, a little bit of discomfort, because, like I say, you just had surgery, so you have to be careful and everything. But I'll switch back and forth between sitting up and laying down. But yeah, so far, 4 days out, it's been good and been bad, but I have improved tremendously a lot, in the past 4 days. I don't see any negative downside, to having the surgery. But, if you have any questions or anything like that, just feel free, to reach out to me, and I'll answer in the best, way I can. But just expect things to get worse before they get better, especially after, surgery, the following day after surgery. Some people might be different. So this is not to cover everybody. Some people might be different. Some people might not have no issues whatsoever. So, but, generally, if somebody, manipulate your throat and moving it to the side and, cutting this out and cutting that out and putting something in and, and all this kind of stuff, fusing stuff together, you're going to have some issues. I don't care what all, you're going to have some issues somewhere. So, but anyway, if you have any questions, or have any comments, or whatever about what I said, or I got some recommendations for me or whatever, I'm here to listen. And I'll post another video, maybe at the end of this week, and hopefully I'll be fully, relieved of pain, for the most part. But I'll try and post another video at least by Friday or Saturday of this week.